I'm here with head men's basketball coach Cole Dewey after Friday night's intense 109 to 101 victory over Western Nebraska, as well as their redeeming victory over Trinidad State last Tuesday, 87 to 56. In the team's last matchup against Western Nebraska, you guys lost by about 19 points. What do you think were some of the major differences between this game and the last game against Western Nebraska?
The last game against Western, it was a lot closer than the scoreboard looked. It was about a 7-8 point game with about 3-4 minutes left to go in the game, and obviously in the game you gotta scramble a little bit, try and figure out ways to win it. We tried to press, didn't work, and they scored a couple quick ones to pump it up to 19. So we knew that going into the home game with them on Friday. We knew it was going to be another tough game, another high-scoring game. They like to push the ball, similar to us. And we just knew that, hey, we're at home, we're comfortable at home, and we knew we owed them one. So anytime you lose to a team the first time, the second time around, you got a little bit more to play for.
Yeah, exactly. Going to the Trinidad State game, when you last met Trinidad State, you guys had lost to them by just a single point. In this last matchup, everybody turned it around to defeat them 87 to 56. What were the big takeaways from that defeat, and what were you guys doing right in this second game against Trinidad State?
That first game against them, obviously we lost by one. We had a layup at the buzzer to win it, and we missed it. I don't think we played well that game. We were going through some adversity as a team, and since then we figured it out. So we knew going into last night's game against Trinidad we were in a much better place as a team, and I think the scoreboard showed that. Everybody played significant minutes. They all contributed. Everybody scored. I think we had 5 or 6 or 7 dudes in double digits, and we're playing at home, man. I think. When you play at home in college basketball, you got an advantage. Simple as that. The guys are comfortable. I mean, our record shows that we're 12-0 at home this year. So I think that played a big difference as well.
How do you feel the team has progressed as a whole since the beginning of the season?
It's been a long season, that's for sure. It's been a very long season. All seasons are. Obviously, we jumped off to a hot start at 15-0 at Christmas break. We got up in the rankings all the way up to number 4 in the country in the NJCAA polls. After Christmas, we came back, lost our first game. So, we went through a little adversity there. We figured it out, won some in a row. And then late January and early February, we really hit a wall. We had some really tough road games. Everybody goes through it in a season. You hit something in a season where you gotta figure some things out as a team. We went through that and lost some games that we probably shouldn't have lost. But since then, we figured it out. We've had a kumbaya with the team, and everybody's hitting on all cylinders right now, which is now's when you need them to.
Yeah.
So I'm glad. We unfortunately we lost some games during that time, but we might not be in the position we are now if we hadn't gone through some adversity like we did.
Yeah. So Tuesday night, that was the game against Trinidad State, but it was also sophomore night. Who are the players that will be leaving this season, and how have they contributed to the success of the team?
So sophomores are huge, obviously. I'll just go down the list. So Marquise Johnson and Yaya Vidal, they've both been here 3 years. They both had a redshirt year in between their careers here at OJC. So those two, and then Jamal Harris, who was here on our team last year. Those 3, obviously I have a special relationship with those 3. They were on my first season here last year. All of them, I love them to death. And then the other 3 that we brought in as transfers, we brought in Jonah Carrasco, who's a transfer sophomore. We brought in Raquandis Mitchell, who's a transfer sophomore. And we brought in Leighton Elliott Sewell, who's also a transfer sophomore. And those dudes, they came in immediately. They gelled with our returning guys, the guys I just mentioned, and we filled in around them with some freshmen and kind of gelled as a team. And those 6 sophomores right there, they hold a special place in my heart. They've worked their tails off all year. They do things the right way, both on and off the floor, and I just hope the best for them in their future.
So what's up next for you guys for the Region 9 tournament?
So we finished the regular season 24-6. Our next game is this Saturday at 4 o'clock. We need everybody to be there. We play North Platte. It's our last home game. It's a game that if you don't win, you're done. So we had a meeting with the team today. From here on out, it's win or go home. So We play Saturday at 4 o'clock here against North Platte, and we're going to prepare like we prepare for every game, and just get our guys juiced up, ready to go. Again, like I said, we're playing at home, so we're comfortable. And if we win that game, then we'll move on to the region tournament, which is hosted at NJC this year, and that'll be March 5th, 6th, and 7th.